And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome back to another evening of Formula Sundays, as we are heading right into the action, starting, well, around 20 CST now, compared to our usual prime time 2015 starts. And we're in Singapore here tonight, so we have a bunch of drivers who are going to race for us. And I think Manup is also gonna come in late. And yeah, I'm curious what we can do then. As yeah, Singapore, of course, an interesting track. I think got improved a lot with the subtraction of the 2 chicanes in the 3rd sector. Albeit them being iconic, of course, I feel like it just made the track a lot worse, really. And having that extra straight instead, after the track is 90% right angle turns anyways, is probably just for the better, for the flow of the track. Lauda is also the first car who is out. Oh, yeah. And yeah, that's gonna be interesting because he is probably gonna be our favorite for the pole. So our first benchmark time is gonna come from him. And yeah, if he doesn't invalidate, of course. And that's gonna be the time to beat immediately here. Unless he gets, well, overtaken by some of the other outlappers. But yeah, who do we have here? We have the usual squadron, really. A bunch of the new drivers are here again, of course, but nobody new, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I'm not sure if Karen... No, I think Karen did race last weekend as well. Gesundheit, thank you. Rice also in the chat once more. Where Rice? Why not drive? SMH my head. But yeah. Let's see what Lauda can cook in the quali here. Every single driver who has said something in Discord has reported that they are washed. Watch you do last to first. Yeah. I'm here for it, actually. We will watch you do last to first. As Lauda has cleared the first sector here. These turns really, I would not say like it's all the same turn, but and there is little variability in the early ones. You're not home for the week, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, yeah. Then goat that you're still in the Twitch chat. So yeah. Hello also YouTube chatters. I have the YouTube chat open again. I see you. Was the Forza fan crowd, if I'm not mistaken, right? So we're not gonna see him in qualifying, but yeah. What is happening to Jan? I don't know. Old age. Nah. I did not see what happened to him. Maybe he did try to avoid somebody. Lauda's coming over the line, 28.8. So reportedly, or after his own claims, he is able to drive 28.6s. So this is roughly where the pace is at already, with track evolution and stuff. I think we can expect the times to tumble down a little bit more. The place here, the GOAT, 2.2 seconds down is rough for sure. Seagull is half a second down as well, which is also rough, but let's not forget, Seagull has been driving a 24-hour race until until a few hours ago. Actually, until an hour ago or something. Actually, his last stint was probably longer ago. So yeah, he's literally Formula Sunday's Max Verstappen, I guess. Interrupting his other sim racing hobby to, oh, maybe cook Lauda here. Who knows? MQ4P3 for now. Cherry's not far behind. Let's see what Mario can do. Oh. That does not look like a valid attempt. Let's see. Jannemann though. He seems to be on a lap now. After abandoning his earlier one. I do think 2:13 is not quite the maximum of his pace. If I'd have to guess. Wild Ghost, probably better search for a moment to get out of the way in a bit. And that was not it. Well. So nobody is really on a lap. I would assume everybody is coming in here. Actually, no, Kingsman's also slower. Jan we've seen getting stopped. Pit entry by Mr. Beast. Can you get an invite, please? Of course you can. If I see you. Oh, there. Why are you... why is the EA friends not sorted alphabetically? But well. Yalk's gonna be the next one for Hot Lap, I assume. Manip has joined, so we're 15 now. We're gonna get every last point distributed as well tonight. I kinda... oh, that was a scuffed entry to this lap by Yalk. Is he immediately abandoning it, or was this just a very scuffed lift and coast as well? It seems like he's still going. So, Lauda's Sector 1 was a 26.5. Oh my god, Yalk is already 1.3 seconds down. So, I'm not sure if this is gonna be a full attempt in the end, but yeah. Seagull has just beaten Lauda's pole time, so he stayed out and drove another lap, so he's on like 4 lap old softs now, probably. Claiming P1 for now. Let's see, MQ is also out, yep, and he looks a little bit quicker than Yalk was. Another purple middle sector, albeit I think this is actually a lie. And it is a tiny improvement, but he's still a second down to the top 2. It seems like we're gonna have our Formula 1 and Formula 1.5 division again, where Lauda and Seagull are just a little bit better than anybody else. Caronier needs... was it Caron even? I'm not sure. Okay, it was Bats. I am not sure if you had to abandon your hot lap there, but I guess it was a little bit confusing, the movement. Seagull is gonna go into the pits again. Who do we have? One of the Mercedes is approaching his next hot lap, that is Cherry. So we're gonna go with Cherry here. There should be an option for me to quali, right? You should be able to pick one of the cars. I'm not entirely sure how that works exactly. If you have access to Seagull, maybe ask him, because he definitely knows. Maybe Lauda. I know Lauda is about to start a hot lap, I guess. Maybe Fabian even knows. Fabian is in the chat for sure. That is an invalidation for by Cherry here. Let's see Barry then. It's surprisingly low energy already, given that he's barely through the first sector. It's also not quite on his pace yet, I'd say. Barry should usually be in the upper end of the midfield otherwise. But like, I think it's something like, man, if you kind of have to spectate like an AI if you can do that, or like select the car you want to join in the spectate thing, and then you can take it over or something, you can take control. Albeit the AI cars in this case are purely fictional. Do you need another invite? I'm just gonna give you another invite for good measure. Zack. And Barry has cooked a better lap here. He's just behind his teammate, Cherry and Barry. Very close together here. Now Karen seems to be able to post his first hot lap as well. Ooh, and Lauda said I'm gonna beat him in 2 minutes, and beat him he did. It's ahead of Seagull again. Karen, decent lap here. Had a decent performance last time around as well, even though not qualifying, if I'm not mistaken. Did go to the podium, if I'm also not mistaken, but once again, I famously have early stage dementia. Ooh. How did Yalk collide with Mario in the pits? Oh, did they crash in the pit entry? Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, Cherry with another attempt, coming over the line. 0.4 improvement, his jump in MQ with this one. Very nice lap by him. And it seems like Lauda and Seagull have another friend on top at least there. Karen in the rough vicinity of their times. Let's see. Jannemann into the pits. He also said that he's like 2 seconds behind Seagull on time trials. Or whatever. So Audi driver number 2 might be a little bit washed around here as well. Well, we're on board with Bats, and he's going into the pits, so not much to see. Seagull has just started another lap though, so we're gonna have a look at that. I am yet to see Manop take a control, unfortunately. Wait, is this like here or what? No, it's not here. Oh, 15. I see you. I see Manop, yes. So, 4 minutes left. Seagull abandons his lap. MQ is starting his lap though, if I'm not mistaken here. So this is probably gonna be one of his last attempts as well. Manov is gonna have just about enough time to do his setup and drive out and drive a singular lap. So it's gonna be do or die for him as well. It's not gonna be 2 laps either way, so... Only 1 shot. It's looking decent so far by MQ. Let's see what's the Delta saying. Oh, well, it's not looking decent enough. Who else do we have? We could go on board with the Cadillac here. Fabian Goat, for real. So, yeah, the instructions worked, I assume. I see outlap, that's good. Good shit. So, we have caution sector 3. But I can tell you it is 2 minutes and 20 to go. Well, this does not look like a sizable improvement here for Savage Beast. In fact, it is probably just an abandoned lap that he's gonna turn into one more attempt. Where is Manov even? Okay, it's 1.5 minutes left. He could have almost gotten 2 laps in, actually. So... Well, he's definitely not gonna make it, but... 1 lap will be fine. Lauda's the real GOAT. I guess. It really depends on the criteria, but you could... He's surely the GOAT of something. Manov here. Purple sector 1, but once more I think the game is just capping. Today is his day. Yeah, maybe. I mean, classically Singapore is quality track, I guess, in real life. But then again, in the game, it does look a little bit different. And currently he's sitting on P1. Seagull is certainly still gonna finish 1 more hot lap. And we're gonna see what that does to him. Jannemann there is not getting a good lap in, to be honest. It's just barely ahead of Mario here with 30.4, 2 seconds off the pace, as he said. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Yeah, here we have Manov going around the last few turns. Getting a time in, and yep, that is a proper slapper. Equals MQ's time here, so he's gonna start behind because MQ drove it first. Ooh, Seagull is about 0.2 up after sector 2, so if everything works out for him here, he might still be able to challenge Lauda properly. Needs about half a tenth still in these last few turns. That looked really good. And that is really good. That is just good enough. Lauda is not gonna improve. I feel like Lauda's day has ended quite prematurely here. Oh, Karanier is not gonna improve, at least. That is let off for Lauda. MQ could still improve though. And that's an invalidation, so... Jannemann here. Oh, he could also still improve. And he does, but only by 1 position. It's only 2 tenths. Not quite the dream qualifying for the Audis. I guess Lauda is not too sad about that. He's still on the front row, but I guess if you're self-proclaimed and from multiple directions elsewhere proclaimed as well, quali merchant, you kind of want to out-qualify Seagull. But yeah, we will see. It's going to be an interesting race for Jannemann for sure. He seems like he's struggling a little bit with this track. Would expect him more in that P4 to 6 area usually, I guess. But very nice qualifying by the Mercedes here, I gotta say. P4 and 5 is looking good for them. Karen here, as he finished last week, qualifies here today. Both Alpines 7th, 8th. I think this is bang average where they usually were the past few seasons. The place in the top 10 too. MQ managing a P6 here. And then Jalk getting the final top 10 spot, unless the time penalty, the grid penalty is not yet on that. So, gonna see about that. Don't know where you guys are exactly. I've talked to a couple of Norwegians and got very jealous the last few days, but it's pretty darn annoyingly hot here. Yeah, MQ and Menef with the same time as well. Yeah, it has not happened in a while. Can remember, I think, didn't we have it like on pole once? Or was it like 1,000th difference? It must have been like Monza or something. I can't remember screaming something. But yeah, same time here, MQ and Menef. Not sure if I'm yapping for so long and quick that I didn't even realize we were already going, or if this was suspiciously fast here. A lot of mediums and a couple of hards. Jalk here with the intention to go long, same as Mario, and then Lauda and Karen here. Trying to game Seagull on his mediums choice. By all means, I would assume this is a classic case of medium hard strat, a one-stopper. Season 4-ish, what the hell? That's crazy, it must be like 6 years ago. Damn. Okay, cool. Must be around the time of the black screens stream. Oh, great. But yeah, you've seen the tires. Suck. So, any predictions in the chat? Is it gonna be Seagull dub as we would predict usually, like as every sane human being would predict? Or can the strat of Lauda and Karen with the hard tire work and they can snatch a win here? I mean, to be fair, Karen had incredible race pace as well last time round. Just started from the back and then was never able to catch up to Lauda and Seagull, who were like incredibly far ahead at that point already, so... Let's see it. Parking jobs supreme by the top two. Oh, so far not a single soul parking poorly. Damn, MQ's definitely on the edge as well. And so is Jan there, standing in the very front of his box. As we will see the lights going on here. And they're out and away we go for a 31 lap marathon here in Singapore. Couple of overtakes already happening. Cherry up the inside there in P3, has to yield for P4 again. Karen keeps his position. Jannemann has been swapping positions around a bunch. Forza already 3 positions up from last position. And in front, nothing much has happened, but further down, an Aston Martin. I was inclined to say Fabian immediately, but nope. It is Mario now carrying the Aston Curse. Has been spun. Ooh, and Yanneman here side by side, duking it out with Savage Beast. Ooh, I don't want to be a front wing on Yanneman's car, and neither on Forza's car. Ay. This was definitely an adventurous start for Jan here. Corner cutting gained 1 place for Savage Beast. Okay, has he just gone straight through or what? That's crazy. Force of Habits, yeah. Karen finishes ahead of Lauda. Rice prediction, that is bold. I guess. Honestly, it's not even that bold. I think it could well happen. Okay, it might happen a little bit less now. There has been a Mercedes terrorism. Osama bin Russell has possessed Chariot Kingsman. And that will make Karen's chances a little bit smaller, especially if there was some rear wing damage involved in that. People pitting, I think that's Savage Beast, yep. And Mario once again in the mud here, in the wall. Could not quite wall jump as well as his Italian counterpart. Well, yeah, and Rice with the caster curse, I guess, or with the Chatter's curse. I will say that, like if you were there, you have witnessed the craziest caster curse I've ever did. When I was going to the shops in like minute 75 of the Egypt-Argentina game, and they were leading 2-0. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna grab a drink real quick, like, don't lose in the meantime, and I come back and the game is over, and I think like, oh, okay, cool, so they didn't throw their leads, so there's no overtime, and then I look at the result, or rather, I look at the Discord, there's just 20 pings of, bro, come back, what did you do? Prediction gone to shit. Ah, you never know, Lauda can always spin it, I believe in him. Garen here with Yanneman actually, like two fish out of water, if you want. Both of them are not really used to be in this area of the field. Hey yo, what kind of sponsor is DP World? What the hell? I should sometimes own internal thought. The place. Going on following bats here. I was about to say it has DRS, but everyone has DRS these days, I guess. Ooh, that's a little bit of an overshot on that corner. And yeah, he drops down behind a little bit, not really quite able to challenge now. Instead, he's gonna have some problems behind, with Karen and Yanneman showing up. We might jump forwards to see Cherry versus MQ in a little bit as well, because that is another one of the closer duels. Seagull setup, unfortunate. I don't know, maybe you can yoink it from the time trial, if that's what he actually races with. In time trial. I feel like top end probably has like separate setups for one lap and for race. Don't have them added, yeah. That's fair. I'm so used to just, I don't know, I have like 200 friends on Steam or something. And probably like 170 is just 8 years of Formula Sundays, and the other 30 is people who I actually like regularly speak to and know. You did a great perch some time ago. Yeah, I was about to say, I assume for you it was like kind of similar back then, but yeah. have so many people who I just don't know who they are. Oh my god, and I don't know who that, maybe Cherry got possessed by Taliban Tonelli, the way he's cooking MQ here. I'm not sure what, who the terrorist was there, like who initiated the contact. I mean, Karen for sure got hit, but yo, MQ's tweaking. I'm not sure which one of the Mercedes was at fault, or if even Barry, I think, was behind, got rear-ended himself. Did multiple leaks too, so yeah, holy lag, yep. Let's see. Boah. He's lifting and coasting, alright. That's just 50% of your battery. I guess if the battery is tiny, that's achieved pretty quickly. Well, as of now, we're just following through. There's not too much going on, and of course I missed the only overtake that was recently happening. This time I'm on time though. Another Dumato W. As Karen might be looking to go past here as well. I think during COVID you might have done 6 separate leaks maybe in a week. That's crazy. Oh, ja, Mann, ai. That is, Who thought he had a shortcut? German duel here, between Jannemann and the place. As I think, actually, let's jump one car further back here, as Yalk has the prime perspective on the action. Yellow flags there, but that is just Mario. Sure, Fabian got a decent clip from the McLaren there for the end of the season review, yeah. Bro, I'm also fairly certain my YouTube chat is auto-translating everything to German, which is absolutely cursed. But that's just a side note. I was reading that and I was like, wait, do we have so many, like, what? Jannemann is Jannegon, rip. And Forza has dropped behind Barry a good bit as well here. Fabian really needs to cook something again. Hell yeah. I think everyone would love it, but also everybody kinda knows it's probably a shit ton of work. So long ago. Don't have the time for it. Dude, being like adult actually sucks. I had a week off now, and like I intended to do stuff for my master's degree, and I had like one thing that was due this week, which I did finish, and I have another thing that is due by the end of the month. And I did the thing that is due this week, and then I had to mentally recover for the rest of the week. I mean, to be fair, I had to mentally recover before already. But it's crazy, and now like my week of holiday is gone. I have not done anything that I set out to do, except, well, that one thing that I really needed to do, and I have to work again. It's crazy. Oh, you now have a week off, already 2 days of the week gone, 7 days left, yep. COVID was so good for that, so much time for stuff like this. Yeah, that's kinda crazy, right? Jannemann DNF, I think that was coming. Oh my. Place there sniffing Batz's rear a little bit too much maybe. Yalk is the laughing third, as we say. Profiting of that. As we have some 3-wide racing here maybe. Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess Batz has front wing damage, so he's gonna have a tough time fighting back here, especially in the upcoming right-hander, because it's his left end plate missing. But he's not yielding, he's holding the inside. I think now at latest though, yeah, can't really fight back. It's just not in position to contest that corner. Yanneman AI was driving out on track out of the pits again. Oh, and something must have happened to Seagull, or someone gave Lauda something to eat. That's crazy. Swallowed a mushroom or something. Zoomed past the gap that was pre-existing and is now on Seagull's rear again. Let's see. And I can't really see anything. Is this just the tires going out for Seagull, the mediums? Because Lauda was a whole second quicker last lap, but the lap before he wasn't that much quicker. So I'm not sure if that was like a mistake this lap, or if it's just a genuine pace difference at this point. You did school during COVID? Like school, not... What the hell? I sometimes forget. I guess I also did uni, right? Yeah, when in my first semester, the first... no, I started 2020, so yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like my first, I think 2 years was pretty much all online due to COVID. And now my master's degree, I've actually just elected to do online in the first place. But yeah. Bro, that's crazy. Sometimes I would have thought you were like around 30, but I guess you must be, what, like 25 now? That is kind of wild. Yeah, reminiscing about the COVID times. Mario speeding the pits as he retires from the session as well. And Lauda and Seagull are duking it out for the race lead. Turned 23 yesterday. Well, happy birthday, man. Yeah. Crazy. Bro. This is so funny. Der YouTube-Chat ist just, Jannemann bekommt die Quittung dafür, dass er Forza grundlos gemeldet hat. It's just... people are saying it's a higher justice that Jan reported Forza, that he's now retiring. But it's I guess for Fabian this will sound super stupid as well. Everybody else is just gonna be confused, so it's just funny to me. Early 20s is a weird age in some friend groups. You're an unk. Some friend groups you're the youngest. YouTube's been taken by the Germans, yeah. I don't know, man. I can only talk for myself. Like, a lot of people are having kids, and I'm like freshly single after years, and after what I was thinking was probably last relationship of my life. And bro, I'm just falling behind, and the other half of the people who doesn't have kids is getting married, as yeah. I don't know. This has turned into just chatting with Formula 1 in the background, but Lauda and Seagull are actually fucking cooking on this one. So looking real nice racing. Why do translations always sound so weird? It's probably because it's just AI, and it's just the way AI talks. It's just so weirdly distinguishable, I guess. Kids are scary if I'm constantly told there will be a time where I want kids. I don't know, I still don't. To be honest, I kind of want kids. But then again, I'm pushing 30 now. Single as fuck. Probably need to do a lot of self-improvement before I get into a relationship again. And then you also, like, don't just start with having kids immediately. It's probably gonna need a couple of years. So it's like, what, even on a good trajectory, it's probably mid-30s for me at this point. That's kind of just fucked up. And also I'm not sure if I can handle, like mentally handle just the responsibility of having to do all that shit for kids, like all the time. Like you don't have any free time, I guess. Hold on, Lauda may be cooking, never mind. Yeah, he's poaching Seagull a little bit. It's just chipping away at him. But as long as his medium tires hold on, it is not looking too bad. So it's still not that easy to overtake. He got a pen just as I said it. Well. Maybe he's cooking himself. We've been on there for a while now. Let's hop over to Karen here. Because he seems to be very close to maybe making a move on Wild Ghost. Lauda the goat. Yep. Ooh, yeah, okay, that was definitely close. A lot of people in similar age have kids getting married, and I'm still sitting here single. As like, okay, relatable now, I guess. Ooh. Oh boy. Did we miss some terrorism, or did Seagull just spin on his own? These guys were very close together. And Seagull was stationary there. I'm not sure. Lauda was cooking indeed. Spingull. Okay, we will see if it was Seagull actually. Can't believe we've watched them battle for so long now. When actually something happens, we're on a different duel. At least we've seen the overtake here now. And we could go to Barry even, if we think there's gonna be another overtake coming. Low-key big brain by Lauda, no, if it was contact. If he's quicker on better tires, punt him off and take the pen later. I guess that's kind of like what Russell did in Monaco, right? And then he just got whacked with an extra juicy penalty for intentionally taking a penalty. Maybe we need to do that as well. Yeah, Russell Monaco mentality, yeah, exactly. So, yeah. VAR, we gotta check that. If Lauda did a dive. Oh bro, how do they call it? It was like clear theatrics or whatever? I don't know. It was a clear intention to kill. Red card. Seagull can still win this. The undercut will be huge and Lauda has a pen. He just has to not admit it. Yeah. Oh, I mean, for sure. But then again, we can just say, yeah, we see you now. Well, we're not rigging Formula Sundays, contrary to popular belief. Barry's kinda lost it there a little bit as well. I wonder if it is the tires going down a little bit. Ooh, Forza with the speeding the pit lane. It's a shame. I would have been looking at the place battling Forza in a bit, but if they go into the pits now, it's not gonna happen. You're not? Wait. He just fully turned into me, okay. Oh dear, Forza fans, yep. Nah, he will just drive 10 seconds away in his next stint. It's gonna be crazy. You're not ready. But yeah, the pit lane entry comes earlier as you think. I think it's like slightly before the last bend. Craziest drive to P11. Yeah. It's gonna be wild, I'm telling you. Ah yes, I was about to talk about tire wear. And that I've seen both a medium tire in the 40s and a hard tire in the 40s, so depending on your wear, medium and hard are actually not that far apart. The Elk with a nice move on Barry there at the outside. And Wild Ghost versus MQ was visible just ahead of these two. Yeah. Yeah, Seagull might be kinda tired. I mean, at least Seagull said he was tired. Real GOAT champion gotta be louder. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Gonna be is the crucial point. Bro's gotta win one championship at all first before he can be any GOAT of any championship. So I think they finished like 16th or so, but they were actually running for podium for a long while until they got taken out by a car that spun off track. And imagine not winning prize money with it. Yeah, wait, did you win? I thought you won a season, but that may be like the Rapid era and stuff. No, that was pre-Rapid. Rage Quit? Dommy? These guys maybe? You did? Okay. And it happened to be the one season where we had a prize money. After, okay, yeah. My memory is faded. Forza retired. RIP Forza fans. Oh my. It looks like he hit the bridge in this little chicane section there. That tends to happen. His right front wheel was not looking entirely attached. I feel like Barry went over the lines in the pits there, but I'm not an expert. Just got back. What happened to Bats? What do you mean? Nothing happened to Bats. He's just living here. No, I think I can't remember. It wasn't caught on stream at least. Probably got a warning for that. I thought it was like immediate 5-second penalty if you cross the white line on pit exit. A wall hit there for Maneth. There's been loads of random yellows, yeah, that's true. I feel like the yellows are kinda trigger happy. MQ side by side, here comes the switchback. And Maneth seems to be not coming out on top here. Cherry pitting. And is getting out ahead of these guys. And just behind Seagull. So it must have been a decent pit timer, honestly. Rice saying Banzer said he's not racing, so he has no one to crash. Yeah, maybe that's what's happening. I doubt it. Actually, I don't doubt it. Oh my god, that is a... Oh. What a move by the Alpines. That was like... I don't know, you know the sport where like two guys dive at the same time? This looked like that. They were perfectly in sync. It's crazy. I think both of them have lost their front wings. Let's just If they have not lost their front wing, I'm losing my mind. Wild Ghost definitely is missing some of his front wing. What? Yep. Wait, men have just survived? Oh no, wait. I'm fairly sure it's a bug. He's probably missing his entire nose. He's just going for the what is it, Rayman, where the limbs are not attached. That's crazy weight reduction. WEA. Law accurate Alpine. What did I just turn up to? You did turn up to synchronized spinning. It's a good trick, I've been told. This could be huge for... this is actually not huge for Karen. I think that's just too late. Maybe Lauda can still profit from this. But these guys can probably go pit and maybe still use a little bit of that VSC. Yeah, there must be VSC. Because I don't see the yellow dot. Look, Bats is bang in the middle of everyone. Very competitive still. Why does this still not just say on Spectate? It's been a thing since 2020. Spectate is so ass. Like, I don't get why they, like, not give you weather information or something, for example, right? Like, why? Just tell me what the weather is. I always have to, like, randomly ask people. Lauda, I think, just... I don't think he gained that much time. It might be, like, 1 or 2 seconds there. But the VSC was, like, already almost over when he went into the pits. I was about to say, he did clear Seagull, though. But then again, Seagull died in a mysterious way somehow. It's finally Lauda's day, I hope. Look, when you said this last time around, he got sniped in qualifying by Seagull. I'm not saying this is gonna happen again. Because we don't have qualifying again. But he could still get sniped by Seagull, no problem. Lauda will find a way to choke. I've watched 1.5 races and I can confidently say it. Well. Nah, he's not the worst bottler. We have Yando Norris. Oh, which is also kind of making me sad. Orlando, I actually want to see him bottle. But the Yanomam Championship in Brazil, that was just... a tragedy. And to be fair, the rest of his bottles, like the amount of times he's bottled his first race wins were also a tragedy, but after he's gotten it, it was more comedy. Well, it's a pretty wild performance by Cherry here, I must say, if he's not gonna get reported for that collision. Also, a thing that I think is Karen has rear wing damage, if I see that correctly. You jinxed him every race, yeah. So, wait, let me see. Can you actually see if it is rear wing damage? I don't know. I don't think there's a visual indicator, to be honest. But he's been holding on tremendously, given the fact that at least the tool says he has rear wing damage. Lauda's pulling away quite well, but mediums suppose are quicker than hards right now. Yeah, I guess, like, as we've seen, right? Seagull, first 7-8 laps, he was flying, and afterwards he landed and Lauda caught him. And another thing that might be necessary to consider is that I think Lauda may have undershot his target pit lap by 3 or 4 laps maybe even, because of the VSC. I think, wait, Karen is coming in now. Okay, it's only 2 lap difference. So, yeah. Probably gonna, he's still a little bit earlier than expected probably, but yeah. Seagull needs to get within only 3 anyways, and potentially, maybe, depending on if there is a penalty for a potential collision, even less time. But yeah. I could look at Seagull penalties real quick. Or we could look at Seagull penalties. Usually the man is not really an avid penalty collector. And it does not look like he has any warnings. Lauda has also not gotten any more warnings after his corner cut thing. Karen kinda just blasting Barry aside, but Barry is immediately taking revenge. Don't think there is front wing damage for either car though. He was obviously joking, I meant to last. Ah, my bad, my bad. The last to last challenge, I forgot. Yeah, that's even more impressive, right? To hold back in a way that you just don't come first, a man with your talent. The last to last challenge much harder to achieve. Karen, my goat, maybe watched already. You know him from elsewhere? Or did you just spontaneously decide that he's your goat? Okay, that is a clean move, I'd say. I don't think there's much to complain. For Barry, of course, not the most room left on the second half of the turn. Definitely not a car's width, but granted the racing line is basically halfway over the curbs. I guess there was enough room. From last race when they went last to third. Yeah, they did, yes. Was their first race as well. And now I guess they got caught early on in an accident and they are recovering very well again. All race I called them my goats. Yeah, I can't read probably. How many seconds is Lauda's penalty? 3. Guess what? I got front wing damage again first lap. Well. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon or something. Some people's goat said that before crashing out. Bro, 2021 was such a banging season in hindsight. Holy shit. Like, to witness that was crazy. The entire complete Verstappen psycho arc. Hamilton washed goat arc. No, actually, no, he wasn't washed there then yet. He was still goated. Trust I'm ready for Spa. Yeah, take care. Seagull had 24-hour practice this night. Oh, Manup versus Batsier. I mean, Spa is generally like a more liked track, but hopefully we get a full grid there once, right? Like we had 21 cars, I think, once. 22 would be epic. That would be so cool. Ooh, Cherry with a penalty. That is not too great. Was a great deal for him here to not have one. Everyone who has one has a 3-second time penalty, by the way. Actually, there might be a 10-second in there. Nope, all 3s. How bad is Spa gonna be for battery? Probably not great. Half of the track is just Lico. Yeah, heavy Lico. Yeah, I would assume so as well. You love Spa, your only elite podium. Damn. Mine came at Zandvoort, specific race where Rakes probably has fond memories as well. Almost want to come and try it. I mean, feel free. Yep. But I think I'd leak all my brains out probably. I don't know, we have to turn off the chat filter for Nightbot. Not being able to say fuck is kinda crazy. I think it was the race where you just drove into a wall on the start-finish straight. Ooh, Menop vs. Bats. Yeah, there's some contact, and I think Bats is rocking the designer front wing. Damn. Jeez. I did get a podium in Challenger as well back then. On Hockenheim. That was a time, man, when Hockenheim was in the game. Oh, my favorite track. I love this track. Ironically, I hated Zandvoort, but it was my best result in ever driving FS. Elite coming soon. Yeah. You will be unstoppable once you get used to the wheel. That's why all of these guys here are so good. They drive real wheel, and real wheel is like a real car, right? So surely the driving's just better. Yeah, we're collecting DNFs in Zandvoort. Okay, I see. I don't know, is Zandvoort on the calendar? I don't think so, right? We have not been there in a while. Zandvoort had some crazy moments. The Stanny crash out, I don't know who remembers that one. That was generational. That was absolutely crazy. As Karen here has given MQ a little bit of a tap and is now passed. MQ brake test, yeah. MQ's fault. Yeah, that went quick though. But to be fair, I guess this is now Karen's time to shine, right? He's on the medium tire now, he has the advantage. They are not that old yet. It's hammer time right now. If we remember Seagull. Seagull's tires were like better for like 7 to 8 laps. I think Karen came in lap 21, so there's still a bunch of time left where these things are really good. Bring it home, Lauda. Yep. He's gaining still. His last lap was a 32.8, and Seagull's doing 34.2s. So he might have damage still from the collision as well. Gold champion, by the way. Hey, Seagull, you are hate watching too much. Who are you hate watching, even? Now he's hunting Cherry, yeah. He's hunting Cherry, he's still a little bit away. But as said before, everyone who has a penalty right now is on 3 seconds. So it's a level playing field between Cherry and Karen. Karen, my goat, get that P3, yeah. Making their way back to the front. Seven seconds is a bit too much, you say. Let's look at the times. At the current pace, yeah, but I think Karen may have still been stuck behind MQ for parts of his last lap. Their last laps were 33 flat for Karen and 33.5 for Cherry, so half a second, roughly. They're gonna cross the line now though, so we can look again. And this was a 33.8 for Cherry and a 32.8 for Karen, so It is about a second, I guess. Already made up a second, I think, yeah. That's a warning, not two, yeah. Unfortunately, no real battles playing on right now. I guess there's an indirect battle between Yalk and MQ. Where Yalk, of course, without the penalty, only needs to be within 3 seconds to get the next position, and that may as well be possible. Let's see, he's also on mediums, which might still be an advantage. His last lap was a 34.1, and MQ's driving 35.9s, so that was 1.7 seconds difference. What happened to Seagull? Like, even if Lauda gets a pen now, you're not gonna hit him with a 10 or 15 seconds, right? Yeah. Yeah, Lauda just has the pace, it seems. He is still consistently driving low 33s, last one 33.4. And even though the gap is a little bit smaller between the two, Seagull's last 2 laps have been 33.8s, so it's been, yeah, 4 tenths roughly per lap that Lauda is still currently gaining. Yalk stopped gaining on MQ, so MQ must have made some sort of mistake there. Yeah, now this lap was Yalk 34.5 and MQ 34.4, so 1 to 2 tenths roughly. Lauda got new grip packs, yep, looks like it. Oh, you know this, the Family Guy meme where Peter Griffin is holding up, like, or where there's the color card and the lighter colors say okay and the other ones are not okay? It's basically like this, but when Seagull is winning, he's the GOAT, and when Lauda is winning, it's Grip Hex. So, Fabian, you have time, right? Surely. You're only sitting here watching this. You cook this one. Just to put the Rakes message, GOAT champion, by the way, Seagull. And then Lauda got Grip Hex. The duality of winners. But yeah, Lauda's still gaining. He's still driving his pace. Seagull's last lap was a good bit weaker again. And once more makes me think that he maybe has damage somewhere. I don't know if you're smelling a choke. Oh, Yalk, you did smell a choke, alright. Yalk with the penalty here is now most likely losing his P5 privileges. He was only a 10th away, but now he actually has to make it up on track. Beat the Jinx allegations. Should have specified, yeah. Well, we can watch Lauda a little bit. Surely he's not going to do anything stupid while we're on board with him. Yeah, I wouldn't have expected it to happen instantly, to be honest. Yeah, he's driving very controlled, not even using much energy. He knows he can just cruise at home. I guess he probably wants a 10-second gap. I mean, really depending, we're assuming Lauda's a terrorist. And by all means, he might be. But maybe Seagull just spun on his own, and Lauda does not even need to fear a post-game penalty by the refs. I think in any way he wants like a 10-second gap, including or like plus his corner cut penalties, so 13 seconds currently on Seagull, just to be safe. We'll see. Remember this other league I used to stream and commentate for? There was a race where for a solid 5 laps, anyone I'd go to spectate would spin like within a half a lap of me on their onboard. Yeah, there was a time where we did that as well. Like, countless of times. I don't know if you guys remember Martin or something. He was like, I don't know. He was a top 3 driver in Challenger for a while. but always ends up in the wall somehow. And then, like, whenever you would go spectate him, like 80% through the race, and you're like, oh, he's still alive, and then you spectate him for 2 minutes, and he's just DNFing instantly. Let's jump to Arch. Yeah, or that one. Bats with another time penalty. He is the first one on 6 seconds now. Everybody else is still sitting on 3. And Manov is gaining a lot on the place, but he of course has the penalty disadvantage. Actually, last lap was pretty even, but this lap he's going a lot quicker. Season 10 Abu Dhabi shall not be discussed. Bro, I can't quite remember what happened there, but I'm sure it was devious. Abu Dhabi is just recipe for disaster, really. Spun from 10-second lead into wall, DNF. Oh, ooh, well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I do think Lauda has this. It's only 2 more laps. Like, what can he really do wrong at this point? He has a 16-second lead. Potentially not even a penalty post-game coming. I'm not sure what happened between them still, but we're gonna see, I guess. And to be fair, would be good if he wins this, because it keeps the championship interesting. Also interesting is Karen is no longer gaining. Oh, I mean, he is gaining. His last lap was a 34.2, Cherry's was a 34.9. But, yeah, it's 6 seconds, 2 laps. It's not really like he's gonna get there still. He ain't getting 15-second post-race. There's no way. No. I think like even 10 seconds we give out very rarely. Nah, it's currently you can get a warning. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and in extreme cases, disqualifications. So yeah, 15 seconds he's probably not gonna get unless he had a lot of offenses throughout the race. Told you it's Lauda's race. Hey, if you're telling me it's Lauda's race every weekend, you're inevitably gonna be right at some point. He's not a bad driver, by all means. It's just not his day most of the days. It's a little different then. Back then you had them linked with penalty points. Yes, exactly. With 5 seconds and 10 seconds you get a penalty point as well. And with the 3 seconds you also get a warning. So 3 warnings are 1 penalty point, 3 penalty points is a race ban. So yeah, that still exists, but it's like next to the time penalties. Broken clocks still right twice a day are, yeah, for sure. But right it is, twice a day, and it seems like we're gonna witness Lauda get over the line soon, but I don't think we're actually gonna see it because I kind of want to stay with this duel here. But you see it on the minimap, Lauda is coming around the last turn here, and he's drifting the car over the line into the finish. Dominant display really by him. Well, credit where credit's due, right? We're memeing him a little bit for being a quali merchant and whatever. But yeah, he cooked today. He really cooked. Seagull 15 seconds away. I think he even ran out of fuel. That's because why there was yellow flags in the very end. Cherry has kept his P3. Honestly, a banging job by Cherry as well. What a drive by this man. Very, very good. P3 here. Karen coming over the line. MQ is getting passed by Yalk still. Because he crashed over the line, I assume, and he didn't do it right. And the Blaze is gonna keep his P8 here ahead of Manov. Oh yeah, there's his wreck. And then it's only Bats and Wild Ghost still out on track, but they're gonna cross the line in a minute 2. Take the dub, Lauda, indeed. As Bats and Wild Ghost, here they are. Both of them had 6 seconds in the very end. This could have been very close if Wild Ghost stayed on 3. But yeah, Lauda, big win here tonight. Seagull still getting that P2. That is going to make the championship a little bit closer, but I think Seagull is still pretty clear. Congrats to Lauda. Congrats to Cherry again, P3. Crazy work by him. Really unlucky for Karen, if my tool is not lying, and Karen really was driving this with rear-wing damage. This is still impressive AF. Really, really nice. Driver of the day is Yalk somehow. I mean, what we somehow, I think he didn't qualify overly well, P10 or so, and he got like P5, so no, P15. Oh yeah, because he had the penalty. Yeah, okay, but what a drive by Yalk as well. Damn, completely under the radar. Absolutely cooked here tonight. And yeah, a bunch of people in the points, apart from the guys I already mentioned here. MQ starting where he finished. And yeah, Bury the Place, Man of Bats in the top 10. Wild Ghost, the other surviving drivers. And everybody else here, Forza, Mario, Jan, and Savage Beast. All of them not surviving the race. Yeah, Nightbot's taking the piss off you. It's crazy. Seagull's gonna win by 30 in Spa. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Get used to this, Seagull. Yeah, we will see if Seagull will get used to this. We will see. But yeah, that's it from us today. Thank you all for being here. And looking forward to see you next week in Spa. So, bye-bye.
And it's lights out and away we go here in Formula Sundays.